Hey everybody, my name's McCranie. I'm a professional cartoonist, and right now I'm going to go outside and check out the snow because it snowed a ton last night. I was driving over to my friend's house and it felt like I was going to die. I could barely see. There was so much snow. So let's go check it out. And that's why I was like lifting my arms, like pumping them, like weightlifting. No, I'm shooting a video right now. Yeah. Alright, hey, talk to you later, buddy. Alright, bye. Ta-da! Cute little guy, huh? I think I'll name him Frosty. Frosty! Today on the show, I invited cartoonist Jerzy Drozd to teach us how to make a web show. Specifically, how to develop the content for a web show, because everybody knows content is king. Here's Jerzy.
So when I'm putting together a web show, podcast, or whatever kind of broadcast, I try to make my stuff very topic-driven. Over time, I developed what I call my rule of threes. I think of, okay, what are 3 aspects of this topic that are interesting to me? 3 realms of attack on this topic. Or I think if I'm talking with another creator, and if I'm quote-unquote interviewing them, I go, what are 3 things this person does that grab me? Or 3 things that they do that nobody else can do? Or what are 3 problems I've encountered when engaging with this topic? What are 3 things that I've found difficulty with, because I can't be the only one. Other people must have found difficulty with this too. So I always try to break it into 3 chunks, and 3 is just a nice number, like beginning, middle, end. Good, better, best. It's easy to wrap our heads around 3s. And then I think of my rule of hows. And this comes from my work as a teacher, because I teach a lot of comics classes. I noticed that if you ask a 5th grader a yes or no question, they're going to give you a yes or no answer. Was this hard? Yes. But if I say, how did your thinking change after doing this? By always phrasing my interview questions with a how, you get a lot more interesting answers and you get more places to go with the conversation. We all know the Chris Farley sketch from Saturday Night Live where he runs an interview show. He's like, remember when you did that thing? Oh, that was awesome. That's a conversation stopper. That shuts everything down when you do that. But if you can go like, hey, when you did this book, and I remember you had this page, how did that affect the way you did the next book? Or how did you solve the problem of this kind of rhythm you created on the page? Because it was really effective. Were you thinking about it? I mean, and if you were, how were you thinking about it? Boom, you've got a place to go. You got a place to talk.
I started this web show to document the 1, 2, 3 challenge and also to promote my work. But talking to Jerzy, I started to realize that making a web show is not so much about promoting your work as it is about building relationships.
Jack Conte of Pamplemousse, who launched Patreon, was interviewed about it. And he said that in the old days, you would say, I am the artist in the clouds, and I puke out my genius, and you, the audience, are lucky to lick up my puke, right? It was a very one-way relationship. Now that relationship is a two-way street. What we crave is meaningful interaction with the people who affect us. There's an intimacy involved with getting to hear somebody and see somebody who's behind the thing that you enjoy. You know, in a post-internet world where, you know, entertainment is not scarce anymore, what's scarce is the experience of connection with the people who make the thing. Broadcasting has not only made, has improved my career, but it's also made me more accessible to people. They'll come up to me at conventions and they start talking to me as if they've always known me. Hey, remember 5 years ago when you got sick from doing this thing? How did you get out of that mess? And I'm like, who are you? You didn't even introduce yourself. Oh, that's right. You feel like you know me because I've been in your ears for years. It's like there's a real relationship there, whether you know it or not. You are going to reveal stuff about yourself no matter how guarded you think you are. Like, I've had people who listen to my stuff for years correctly deduce my politics, even though I never talk about politics on my show. It's not just a creator who creates and a fan who enjoys. The fans contribute in their own way, and I can see why that would be scary to some people.
I've had a lot of fun making this web show, and right now I'm currently debating, do I want to keep making video content? I don't know. I mean, when you make yourself available to people in such a public way, you also open yourself up to all kinds of criticism and whatever else the internet has. It makes me a bit nervous. I don't know. What do you think? Would you like me to keep going? Would you like me to keep making video content? Let me know in the comments. Guys, 2 months ago, I made a goal for myself to draw 100 pages of comics in 2 months to win $30,000. Well, I'm super excited to announce that I actually made it. I drew 100 pages of comics in 2 months. Now all I need to do is win $30,000. Easy. The contest ends in 2 days, so you still have time to vote for my comic. Then the submission period will end and the judges will have 5 days to decide on a winner. So by this time next week, we'll find out whether I win or lose. Am I worried? Not really, actually. I'm actually really excited, and not even about the contest, but about the work. I'm so proud of Spaceboy, and if you haven't read it yet, please go check it out. I've fallen in love with these characters, and whether I win the contest or not, I plan to continue to draw this story until it's done. This has been an awesome experience. Thank you so much for your support, and thanks to Jerzy Drozd, who was willing to talk to me about how to make a web show. Jerzy does a ton of other amazing web shows for artists, so be sure to check out his work in the show notes. And I'll see you guys next week for the final episode of the 1, 2, 3 challenge.